Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to introduce you to sessions in Flask. So sessions are a good way to store any information associated with the user that is also not private as they move throughout your app. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can set up a dark mode feature. So if the user clicks the dark mode setting, then when they move around the app, everything will be in dark mode. And if they click the light mode setting, everything will be moved to light mode. So basically a white background with black text versus a black background with white text. And before we start, I just want to quickly let you know that I have free courses available on my site. So I'll link these in the description below. But if you want to check out my Flask Alchemy Basics course or my Intro to Flask course, I have the link in the description below. You can check them out and join them and see the videos that I have in those courses. So to begin, we have a page already set up where it just says my site, so not very exciting. But what I want to do is I want to add a couple of links to make this work for both dark mode and light mode if I choose to select light mode. So the first thing I need to do when working with sessions is to set a secret key. So Flask is going to use the secret key to determine if the session is legit or not. So secret key, and make sure the secret key is actually secret. I'm just going to put some text pre-printed here, but this should actually be secret. And it should be static as well. So as users use your app over time, the secret key stays the same. And now what I want to do is I want to add a route for setting the session. So the session, like I said, is going to carry around information that the user has. So what I can do is I can create a route. And what I'll call this is set background. And this is going to take in a mode. So it's either going to be light mode or dark mode. And I'll call the function set background as well. And it's going to take in that mode that I'm going to pass into the URL. And to work with the session, I need to import it from Flask. And we'll see that the session works just like a regular dictionary. Of course, it's not a regular dictionary, it's special, but the way that you actually use it is very similar to a dictionary. So if I want to add something to the dictionary, I simply create a key for it. So I can call this something like mode, and I can pass in mode here. And what I want to do after setting the mode is I want to redirect to the index. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create links and put them in the index, and then the user can click on that link to set the mode, and it's going to return them back to the index with the new mode set. And we'll see how we can use that mode to create like dark mode or light mode. So what I want to do is I want to import, redirect and URL4. I'll need those. And I just simply want to redirect to the index. So return redirect URL4, and this should be index. So pretty simple stuff, and this is going to set the session. So it's very easy. And what I want to do here is I want to put the links in my template. So I'll create a couple of links. They're going to be very similar. This one's going to be URL4 and then set background. And it's going to have the mode equal to, let's say, light. And then we need to close that out and close the brackets for URL4. And then we can call this light mode. And then what I'll do is I'll copy this line, and I'll do the same thing on the line beneath it, but this will be for dark mode instead of light mode. So dark and light. So dark mode, light mode. Okay, so now let's take a look at our page and refresh. So we see light mode and dark mode. If I click dark mode, nothing happens. Light mode, nothing happens, but something actually is happening in the background. So the session is being set for each one. So let's take a look at the developer tools, and we need to go over to storage. And if I go to my cookies here, well, first let me clear the cookies so we can see how it begins. So delete all session cookies, and I'll refresh the page. Okay, so we have two keys here by default. And now if I click on dark mode, we see this new session was created. And if we look inside the session, we can't exactly read everything, but this can be kind of reversed to see that it says either light or dark. But we see that the session is actually here in our storage. So just a reminder, you don't want to keep anything private in there because it can be reversed. Sessions are just for convenience purposes only, at least these client-side sessions that use cookies. If you want to have server-side sessions, then you'll have to use a different approach. But we have these two links working in terms of setting the session and redirecting to the index. So what I want to do now is I want to set the actual color mode based off of what the session variable is. So there are a couple of approaches that I can take. I can take the session out of the dictionary inside of the route. So I can say something like, session mode, and I can assign that to a variable, and I can pass that variable to the template. But I won't do that because in Flask, our session is automatically inside the template for us. So if I go here, and what I want to do is I want to create an if statement. So basically, if session mode, and what I want to do is I want to check for dark. So everything else would be light, but I want to check for dark, and I'll put an indif here. So if the session mode is dark, meaning that dark is in the session and the session exists, if the session is anything other than dark, like light, or if the session mode doesn't exist at all, then this will be false. So this is only true if the mode inside the session is dark. What I want to do is I want to create some styling to enable dark mode. So what I'll do is I'll say body, and then background color. No, not background, attachment, background color. This will be black. And then text, or actually not text, but color is going to be white. Okay, so remember, this is only going to be true if dark mode is enabled, and this will change the style for us. So let's take a look. Refresh that, and because my session is set on dark mode, it changes to dark mode. If I click on the light mode link, it changes back to light mode, and I can click on this as many times as I want. It's going to stay light mode. But as soon as I click on dark mode again, it changes back to dark mode. So the code to do this is very simple. I just have the session, I'm just checking the session, and it's just basic CSS. So this is probably not the approach that you would take if you really wanted to implement dark mode, but for example purposes, this is all that we need. So if you want to drop this session in a different way, where we just want to completely remove it and not pay attention to the mode at all, what we can do is we can create another route, and I'll call this drop session. And what I can call this function is the same. And all I want to do in this function is session.pop. So remember that the session is pretty much a dictionary, so you use it in the same way. So I want to remove something from the dictionary, and I'll call it pop. And I'll pass in the name of the thing that I want to remove. And I don't want to return anything, so I'll just pass in none, or I don't want to replace it with anything. And then I can redirect back to the index. So return redirect URL for index, like that. So now if we take a look, let's turn on dark mode. And then if I navigate to that drop session, it will return back to the index, but it completely removes mode from the session. And because mode is no longer in the session, this becomes false, and dark mode is no longer enabled. So that's it for the example, and that's it for this video. If you have any questions about using sessions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Remember, I have those courses on my site, and like I said, I'll link them in the description below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time.